Hello, I'm Aaron Justin Bryant from Table Knights Entertainment, and you've never seen the lower half of my body.
I
Joining me
probably
today,
never will.
damn it, Douglas.
Nor would
Join,
you want to.
damn it, Gio. Joining me today is Douglas and Giovanni, the two assholes also from Table Knight Entertainment.
And I'm the lovable one.
And this is Talk 20 to me, where DMs discuss different subjects. Today we'll be discussing the subject of reality versus fantasy. One moment. Go ahead, Douglas, take it over.
Alright, so today, kids, we're going to talk to you about reality and fantasy. What does it mean? What does it all have to do with D&D? I'll tell you what it has to do. See, several cases and several times, as any gamer or any player, sometimes we get really attached to our characters. So much so that we actually become said character. And if anything happens to them, well, we will kill one another. It has happened many times, and it will happen more and more so. So today we are going to give you tips and examples of these kind of scenarios and how to avoid them and possibly improve not your gaming, but everyone else's gaming.
Please note that tonight's episode will be extra salty. Because
Trigger warning.
because we have dealt with this shit before,
Yes.
and it is annoying.
Caution: the amount of saltiness we will produce in this video is so much so that even the Atlantic Ocean cannot handle this.
Pearl cannot handle the salt.
If you have a medical condition, you shouldn't watch this episode.
If you are allergic to salt, you should not watch this video.
Okay, I think we should start now.
If you have sanity, you should not watch this episode.
If you actually have a life,
What are you doing on this channel?
Get out.
go.
Alright, so, for example, a new player, after I'd been DMing for about 9 years, comes into the game, and as always, I think that Gio and Douglas can attest to this, I am very accommodating as a dungeon master. I want
Yes.
people to have fun, I want them to feel welcomed, and I will, defend that new person just so to make sure they have a good time. So they make a thief, and his name is Nero. And they are having a good time, but then they make a dumb decision. They see a corpse on the floor next to an overturned bed. Now, anyone who's played an RPG knows this is a red flag. What, am I wrong?
Well, I mean, I honestly wanted to poke.
You're asking the question to the person who first fell for that trap.
Well, what was that, like 7 years ago, though?
Yeah.
No.
I was the OG victim. I started the long line of dead people and that bed.
To be honest, I'm pretty sure.
Now I'm
any
very
game-
cautious of beds. I don't even sleep in my own bed anymore. There's a box in the corner that I take myself into at night.
Just sleeps in the box. It is safe. But in all honesty, I think most players will agree that finding a dead body means opportunity to loot. Now, there is still a good portion of those people who will probably think, "Why is there a dead body here?" For the most part, we'll all probably be like, "I wonder what he has."
Yeah.
Okay, well, that being said, usually the right idea isn't to just go straight for it, especially when there's an overturned bed and lots of stuff around that looks like a tussle.
You're in a dungeon full of deadly things that haven't been so accommodating for the most part, and you see a dead body, and it's like it's not the most weird thing to see in a dungeon, but then again, at the same exact time, when there's no evidence as to what happened to them, considering that they're also the enemy that's dead on the ground, you're like, wait, I didn't kill it.
Also,
who
there
killed
was
it?
no blood.
Yes, there was no blood. It wasn't like you could explain it with being stabbed.
Yeah, let it be known that this scenario was highly descriptive before we went in. We didn't just walk in blind into a dead person's bedroom.
So, that
Although it
being
could have
said, the preface being said, this individual, Nero, goes to the body and immediately begins searching for him, for something. And then he overturns the bed and is immediately bitten by a venom. It's venomous, yes, venomous. I always have to stop myself before I say something about snakes, because I know the herpers out there will get on my ass if I say poisonous. There's a venomous snake underneath the bed, which bites him, and he fails his poison save, killing him instantly.
And we did not mourn.
No, but he got vapid about it.
Vapid is a very pretty word.
That's a trigger word.
And he got so to the point where it seemed a little ridiculous, because I think everybody in the group thought that wasn't the smartest move he could have pulled off.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, I usually have first-time players make 2 characters, because while I am an accommodating DM, I am also a merciless DM. If you make stupid mistakes, you will die.
For example, my character has no toes.
Oh God, Moran.
Not your fault, though. You roll 1s.
Yeah.
Moran the toeless. Soon to be fingerless, then the limbless, and then the nothing. No, the nugget, then the nothing.
No, Gio. She is the nothing. From the never-ending story.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! It just came back full circle.
No, you're gonna give away what's supposed to happen.
What?
Well, I mean,
A movie that's 20 years old?
No, to Moran.
Oh.
well, I mean, we've
We
had
discussed that in another episode.
we've had plenty of spoiler alerts. throughout
Okay,
all of our
let's
episodes.
get back on topic. Back on
Okay,
topic.
so anyways, he was vapid about it. And so we discussed with him, myself, Gio, and I think Chris as well, discussed with him that it's okay to lose a character.
Mhm.
They're meant to be ports into stories, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine.
There's always a red shirt, man. Okay.
Yeah, that too. Someone's gonna die. And it was his first time playing, so, it made sense that happened to him.
And there was a chance that he could have survived. It just so happened that he died. I died too.
Yes, it was bad luck mixed with stupidity. But he couldn't deal with the fact that he died, and I didn't want him leaving right away when he was just being introduced. So I gave him another shot with Nero, saying that magical fairy god dust brought him back from the dead.
Though when it was me, it was a lot more prettier. For me, a god came down, said, "Stop making stupid choices," and brought me back to life.
Sounds like a great way to
My
start off.
gods are kind of assholes.
Just
What does that say about me?
a tad.
Anyways, Douglas, do you have a scenario in which you can talk about this?
I think there was this one in which, I was out for a personal reason, and I had a friend of mine, and I was able to listen to it at least, and one of the characters died, and they died in such a way that it was like if there was a bullshit meter, it would be going off. But the rolls were there, I saw them, and they were all legit, but, shit happens. And he got so mad. He literally... oh, wait, no, it was my brother, yeah. My brother got so mad that he basically said, fuck it, and I'm not going to play anymore. I'm like, Lewis, it's okay. Your characters die all the time. He's like, no, if you were the DM, it would have been different. I'm like, no, I would have tried harder to kill you, to be honest. But yeah, it was funny the way he died, because he died to like a poisonous gas that nobody saw coming, and he just so happened to roll a 1.
Ooh.
Oh, so he critically save failed.
Yeah, like his lungs were pretty much like.
he gasped and just breathed it all in and saved the group with his sacrifice. They're like, oh, dead.
So, he got mad, and as of now, we're trying to revive his character to like bring him back, but he still won't join.
He's still AD.
Yeah. He's still like, no, man, like fuck that shit. I don't want to do this shit no more. So, it happens. It happens.
Damn, bro.
Gio, it's now your turn to contribute.
Oh,
One of us.
Give us your story.
this is where the salt comes in, because the thing is, I am the biggest victim of people not being able to separate fantasy from reality in terms of this scenario.
Gio plays a really good dick character.
Okay, so first let me
Really
just
good.
build the story around this, and then I'll explain the situation as shortly as I possibly can. So basically, in the past, I have always played three very specific types of characters. Either I was always the quiet, do-nothing, Daith, even though he did stuff. It's just he was the second hand that didn't do shit. The pompous, rich asshole that's too good for any of this shit, which was like every other character I've ever played ever. And then I forgot what the third one was.
The nice guy.
Nice guy.
The nice guy, which would technically be Narthulian if other people would just like stop complaining about one specific scenario. But
The war cleric. They need to get off that dick.
yeah. But basically,
I need your heal. Okay, heal self.
I didn't heal myself. It's just they already used up 2 heals in one day, and I had a max of 3. But yeah, so basically, with this character, I was trying something new. Mind you, it was my first time being a thief, and it was my first time picking a character that was actually purposefully a jerk. This character was meant to be a jerk. And so I made this character. He was a Vivarian thief. If people out there who don't know what a Vivarian is, it is a species special to our ongoing program. But essentially, I made a thief.
Hold on, pause 1 second. No, they're not birds. Go ahead.
Yeah, I made a thief. I come in. First thing I do. It was beautiful. I saved the entire freaking group from the precipice of death. And
Time and time again.
I hold the person they were trying to save at arrow point and was just like half. And they're like, what? I'm like, half of the loot from this battle and everything's good. And I like literally first step right out of the gates I do is rob the entire group after saving their lives. You gotta know I'm gonna be a jerk. So this
He went 0 to 100 in
real quick. So this person who was also playing Nero also had a magic user. And basically later on in the dungeon there was this trap that multiple people got caught in. And I, being a thief, and our current thief, Nero, who just got bit by a snake, had died. Mind you, he actually died later on after being revived again.
Yes,
But,
another situation. And this is where you wanted to get his tools.
quite. No, not specifically tools, the ringlet.
Oh, yeah.
Which led later to the tools. So essentially, there was a large quantity of our group, like 3 out of I think 6 people got caught in a trap. I, being the thief, was like, ahoy there, that's my job. So I go there to undo the trap. I unfortunately fell. The majority of people got to get out, except for me and one other person. But the one person was able to be salvaged very quick because they were like right there at the edge of the cave-in. So me, knowing the abilities of a Vivarian, which is their head could fit into their body can fit into any space their head could fit into cylindrical wise. I'm like, okay, if this is going to be a cave-in, I have like a 60% chance of surviving, so instead of using my immense speed to run out, let me use my immense speed to grab the loot we were after in the first place. So I run in, grab the loot, the cave-in happens, they clear out the loot, and they clear out the cave-in, and I'm there perfectly fine, like half dead, like I got the loot. Oh my god!
It was like that scene from Dugout when the kid got the ball and he just like slid to home.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Did it? Harmful.
Yeah, and so someone appraised it magically. It was a circlet, and it was a circlet of I believe +1 to armor class.
Indeed.
And the magic user, who was played by the recently dead thief, was like, I'm a magic user. I should have that. And my character, being the thiefy thief that he is, who also just so happened to have a not so great armor class because he had light armor adequately, was like, no, I not only saved the group, but also nearly died for this. And so I'm keeping this circlet. Better luck next time.
The rest of the
And
group is also okay with this because they
no, they
realize what you did.
well, that's true. Oh, so basically things escalated, and I unfortunately got knocked out because someone was in a rush, and that the person who's complaining for the circlet, Nero, essentially ended up with the circlet. So I wake up, I'm just like, curses, a pox on your family, and we continue on with the rest of the quest. The quest ends, everything's great, no spoilers, and so we're there at the end of the quest, like celebrating in the town over, and I'm like, so let me get that circlet back. And he was like, no, this is my circlet now.
And
Later on,
him,
what?
the condition of having it. We told him the condition of having it was for the rest of the dungeon.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, fine, that's cute, okay. So later that night, I stole a circlet from him, and mind you, this person was such a reckless player, he didn't actually realize that his circlet was stolen, and no, it's not like I stole it off the top of his head, I stole it from his bag, because he actually stopped wearing it. And
No, yeah, it's not like Skyrim where you can just like make everyone naked.
yeah, it's not like, boop. But, and then we were talking about the dead thief, and there's like, oh, well, since he died, he didn't leave much. All he left were these thieves' tools. And I was like, hey, I'm a thief. I should have those thieves' tools. I mean, I already have, but it never kills to have more. And then
thieves' tools break.
Yeah, exactly. And Nero, the now current wizard, who is now named Joseph.
Yeah, the wizard. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, wizard Joseph. I say Nero to substitute the name of the player, but Joseph was now like, no, I'm gonna keep these tools, and I'm like, why? And he's like, why should we give the thief tools? I'm like, first off, I already have thieves tools. This is just a backup, and they don't really cost much on the market anyway, so it's not like you could make money off of them. And he's like, no, what if I want to use them? And I'm like, well, you could, but it would be smarter to let me use them. And I'm like, you don't understand. What? And so basically, he just tried his damnedest to make sure that he kept these tools no matter what. It was like the last scrap of dignity, I guess, to him. And later on, we had a very similar scenario where he just had an outburst, and he's like, whatever, Gio's a dick anyway. Which, at that point, he ran off, and Aaron...
That name, mind you, in real life.
Yeah, in real life. No, there's no character named Gio. He was referring to me as my character, Vedrick. But he wasn't referring to my character, he was referring to me. Because
he couldn't separate the fact that Vedrick was a dick and Gio wasn't.
Exactly. He was thinking that all my dickishness as a thief, which, mind you, I was a dick to everyone equally, but he took it personally. So he thought everything that I was doing as a thief was me bullying him in real life. Mind you, we pointed this out to him several times that this wasn't the case, and we even went up to him prior to the explosion and was like, dude, if you feel if you feel anything negative about the scenario, if you feel like someone's bullying you, because we saw this coming from a mile away because he was a drama queen, we were like, tell us, and we'll clarify and make sure that this isn't actually bullying, that this is just in game. And lo and behold, he said nothing, and things went sorely the way they did.
They went salty,
sour. Now they're gone. Bittersweet.
Sour Patch Kids.
And I think the last scenario
We're sponsored by Sour Patch Kid.
In which he kept mixing it up, and it was the last scenario because he decided to extricate himself from the group.
Yeah.
Was his character named Bellin, who was another thief.
And mind you, he actually played this thief very well. He joined the group as a cleric, and for the longest time, like a whole module.
That he kept the lie up.
Yeah, no, it was more than in-game 5 days. Real life, it was like half a year. It was like a solid half of a full module.
Right, and so
yeah,
it was amazing that he was doing that. I was really impressed, and I was very happy he was getting into the spirit of role-playing. But when they found him out, which they did, They realized he wasn't a thief, or he wasn't a cleric, he was a thief. They realized that he had stolen a large portion of gold from them. And the fact that he lied about the clergy in a group with clerics and paladins did not help him.
No, it did not bode well.
They dragged him back to the church to be tried, which there was a fair trial put up. The evidence was insurmountable. He couldn't survive the ordeal, and the church gave
Unless
him
everyone rolled a 1.
the church gave him an option. He could either die, or he could work off the debt that he owed for lying to the church and stealing from the group, which was only 10,000 gold. Mind you, when you start hitting level 5, which is where the campaign was at, you start making thousands of gold every few sessions. So it may have only taken him a month
Not
of the
even.
game to get that much money.
And mind you, this is me still playing as the current thief. I'm still the current standing thief in this group. I had a quest where I actually had to gain 10,000 gold. So it's not like it was something incapable of doing even lower than level 5, because I was able to do it before I even got to our very first city. It's just you have to learn how to play thief well, and you have to know where to barter your money and where not to spend it, period.
Yes. So those options were presented to him. And he said, "Kill me."
No, he didn't say kill me. He
Oh,
tried
no.
to
He
run
tried
for
to
it.
run out. He tried to run out of the church while he was shackled and held by guards, who then pinned him to the floor. And the church doesn't condone the death sentence. They don't want to do it. And he fought every step of the way. And then he was like, "Just kill me. I'll make another character." Now, up until this point, I felt he had been role-playing fantastically, and then he pulled this shit. His character wasn't stupid. His character had a 17 intelligence. And the only thing more precious to a thief than their life? Excuse me, than gold is their life. My bad. And I didn't want him to lose the character that he had been role-playing well. So I was like, "You should really go for the gold. It doesn't take that long." And then he's like, no. And then he left.
And mind you, the beautiful thing about this is that even after he's left, we kept his character alive, because we realized this character is a personality and actually would not end up killing themselves.
Exactly. And we liked the fucking character.
He became that hated character that is
It was
known.
the character we all love to hate.
Exactly.
And so it just got so annoying. And he acted like a victim. Even though we were so kind to him and kept trying to get him to talk to us when he felt bullied.
Like, literally, even before he took the action of running, throughout the entire process, he's like, "Oh, I'm just going to run for it." We're like, "Dude, don't do it. Just at least try to bluff your way out of this. At the very least, try to think like a thief. Don't do that. Don't."
People 17 intelligence.
He's like, I look around me to see if I can make an escape. Everyone was just like, there's 2 largely cladded paladins behind you, holding swords to your neck. You're in shackles, and the main person who's trying to bring you to justice is standing right behind you. He's like, "I try to make a run for it." We're like, why?
I should have killed him. But I was really liking the character, which clouded my judgment. Anyways, the point of all of this is, if you have someone who won't deal with you logically, it's okay to drop them from your campaign. Does it suck? Yeah. But it's better for everybody. Does it make you feel like an asshole? A little bit. But you'll get over it.
Don't forget, you also have to talk to the player. There's always something that could cause a ruckus or an issue, and it's always best to figure out where the official player stands on the issue.
Right, and keeping an open line of communication is what really solves problems in groups. You
Hmm.
shouldn't let somebody feel like they're playing second fiddle when it's a game for everyone to feel important. I'm not saying, everybody's a special snowflake.
Exactly. I mean, I've
Like,
had my
you
moments.
don't. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, like I've had moments in which my character died. For example, there's this character Steve. If you watch the Wasteland videos, Steve is the psycho that I portray as. He has two voices. His "Oh God, crazy," but then he always likes to talk and talk and talk, and then he has his normal voice, his voice that's inside of him that speaks. Now, the reason why I bring up this character is because he was actually made in the first campaign of Blair's World, and I got so mad. I got mad because literally the character only lasted a day. Nobody wanted to give him a chance. They just saw him and shot on sight, killed him once, was brought back to life.
To be fair, he was a psychopath.
Yes, but let me explain to you.
Now you know my pain, Doug. This group has something against psychotic people.
The thing is, exactly, I don't know what it is.
There's a story behind that. We should make a video about psycho people. Continue.
It's just funny because every time my player was attacked, he would respond by defending himself, but he never throughout the whole time he was alive, he never attacks. He's more of a yes, he is a psycho and he will attack out of nowhere, but more than not, he will attack on defense. So as long as you don't do anything to him, he doesn't care. And every time he met any of the characters, they were just like, he's probably going to shoot me! Ah! It's like he's just picking flowers.
Wow, are they like the police in real life?
Decapitating the flower children.
Yeah.
Are these like the police in real life? He's got a gun! He was picking flowers. What the fuck, man?
Gio, no!
We might have police watching this. Not good.
Sorry.
Oh god, there were shots fired outside of my house.
So, yeah, when he died, I got mad because it was just stupid that all of the confrontations any of the players had with my character could have been avoided if they took a more reasonable approach. But no, instead they shot him. So I'm happy that this time around my character didn't die, but
Got real close.
he was close. He was close. He was close. So that's again that's just it's one of those things that you have to keep in mind that player doesn't always get mad just because you're being mean. It's just sometimes it's scenarios that just don't make sense, and I don't know. That's just me. I don't know about these two guys here. What do you guys think?
In terms of, repeat that? In terms of what?
What would be a reason to a good enough reason to be mad and to display those tendencies? Yes, as a player, you obviously you're not trying to, but what are examples of it happening?
I have something for that. It was actually something that I was gonna bring up, so it's good that you brought it up first. This is out to the players, because I myself am not a DM. I'm soon to be a DM, but...
By the way, yeah. Douglas, Giovanni is soon to pop his DMing cherry.
Oh my god. But till then, I'm still a DM virgin. Impregnated only by God. But, so basically, this is out to the players. As before, learn to separate fantasy from reality. You need to learn when someone is actually playing their character and when someone is being mean to you in real life. If someone steals from your character in game and they are a thief and their personality says, I like to be a klepto, or I will steal things, mwahahaha, then there's probably a 90% chance it's not personal. Now, if you do something by accident, like let's say you open a scroll, read it out loud, turned out to be a trap, it exploded, and then out of game, people were calling you an idiot. That is when it's real world like bullying. And in terms of that, you also have to have a thick skin because amongst friends, that really shouldn't get to you personally.
And there's a lot of ribbing in role playing.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, there's a guy in our group, Kevin. He's 50-50. He will come up with the most genius thing ever, but then turn right the fuck around and do the most stupidest thing in existence.
It really is just like so polar with him.
Yeah, and the thing is that we will make fun of him. But there's a difference between in-game making fun of and out-of-game being a bully. Because in-game, for example, there's a moment where he went bald. He burnt himself and lost a patch of hair because he was, once again, a Bavarian. He's one of the few Bavarians in our group. And we were like, ha ha, baldy. He actually avoided my character because he was like, oh crap, if Vedrick saw this, he would never let it go. This actually contributed to my character's dickishness, contributed to the role playing, because then he actually went throughout the city looking for a way to cure his baldness.
Before Vedrick got back.
That is in-game dickishness. That is all right. Now, if I were in real life to go to Kevin and be like, damn, Kevin, what a fucking stupid move to just be around fire like that. Wow. Had hair much? Not anymore? Ha! At that point, by all means, call me in, because that's a rude thing to do.
Oh my fucking god.
Like, don't kick someone in the balls when they're out of game. That's not fun. Yeah, it's cool when you do mess up and everyone's just like, oh my god, to be continued. But if someone's like out of game actually bullying you, then that's where you draw the line. That's when it's alright to get angry, go to your DM and be like, hey, you're in charge of this group, and I know we're adults here, but if they don't listen to me, they need to listen to you, and you need to tell them to stop, because we're all here to have fun, and I'm not having fun in this situation, not because of the game, but because of the player.
Exactly. And as long as everyone understands each other, then the game will become much more fun and much more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings me to next week's discussion.
Ooh.
DMing and what you have the right and what you don't have the right to do. Because just because you're a GM doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Although
Time to kill the party!
Can I join this discussion so I could talk about how many times I was a victim to shit you're not supposed to do?
You can. Anyways, it has been lovely with you guys tonight, Gio. It was fantastic having you around. Any closing words, Douglas?
To my fellow patrons and to fellow viewers or sponsors or whatnot, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Remember, everything that we do this from the bottom of our hearts. We like to take our time out of our day to bring you this wonderful news and teach you the betterness of how to become a better player, not just in the gaming world, but also a better player in the real world. Because although you can't always roll a d20 to kick your boss's ass, you can still roll a high enough charisma to pass.
That is a good quote. That's a good quote.
Gio, any closing statements?
If any viewers have good stories to bring up, put it in the post, because the best place you could ever be.
Oh yeah, comment below.
Yeah. So although we have a list of topics, we're gonna run out eventually. So if you have anything to add, like anything you want to ask about like things like that, like what's the point of a D4? What service does it have? Or how did D&D start? Why do I have a robot back here? I don't know. You gotta ask these questions. We can't answer all of them, but we'll try.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'm Aaron Justin Bryant from Table Knights Entertainment. These are two of my fantastic friends, employees, and game designers. And this has been Talk 20 with me. We'll see you next time. Roll on.